Welcome back to When the Dust Settles. I'm Karyokie Peeco Conway. When people hear the name ECOWAS, they often think about military coups, peacekeeping missions, election observers, or sanctions. But ECOWAS was not created to send peacekeepers. It wasn't created to impose sanctions. It was not even created primarily as a political organization. It was created because West African leaders believed their countries could achieve more, far more together than they could alone. Today, ECOWAS is one of African Union's 8 officially recognized economic communities. It has become one of the continent's most influential regional organizations. But how did they begin? Who were the visionaries behind it? Why did ECOWAS, the West Africa, need ECOWAS? And how does the organization actually work? Let's begin. To understand ECOWAS, we must first understand West Africa during the 1960s and early 1970s. Most West African countries had only recently gained independence from Britain, France, and Portugal. Although they were politically independent, their economies remained largely dependent on exporting raw materials. Most countries traded more with Europe than with their neighbors. Roads and railways were poorly connected across borders. Trade and tariff barriers made regional commerce difficult. Many countries had small domestic markets that limited industrial growth. Leaders recognized that economic fragmentation could make development much more difficult. Instead of 15 small markets competing with one another, they envisioned one large regional market capable of attracting investment, encouraging industrialization, and creating jobs. Regional integration was gaining momentum across the world, all around the world. European Economic Community was demonstrating that neighboring countries could increase prosperity through economic cooperation. West African leaders believed they could build a similar model adapted to Africa's reality. Among the strongest advocates were General Yakubu Gowon of Nigeria, President Yassingbe Iyadima of Togo. Together they helped persuade other West African leaders that the region needed a permanent institution dedicated to economic integration. Their diplomatic efforts culminated into a historic agreement. On 28 May 1975, 15 heads of state and government met in Lagos, Nigeria, and signed a Treaty of Lagos, formally creating the Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS. The founding members were Benin, Burkina Faso, then Upper Volta, Ivory Coast, Guinea, Ghana, the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mali, that is not part of the Sahel, Mauritania, Niger, Nigeria, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Togo. Cape Verde joined later, bringing membership to 16 before political developments changed the organization's composition. The founding vision was ambitious. The treaty called for a common market, free movement of people, elimination of tariffs, barriers, custom barriers, regional infrastructure, agricultural development, economic self-reliance. For Africa in 1975, this was a bold vision. For Africa in 1975, this was a bold vision. Although ECOWAS began as an economic organization. Events across West Africa soon require it to evolve. Civil wars in Liberia and Sierra Leone, political instability, military coups, cross-border security threats. These developments demonstrated that economic integration could not succeed without peace and security. As a result, ECOWAS gradually expanded its mandate to include conflict prevention, mediation, peacekeeping, election observation, democracy promotion, terror and counterterrorism, and humanitarian responses. That transformation made ECOWAS unique among Africa's regional economic communities. The ECOWAS Commission is headquartered in Abuja, Nigeria. Nigeria was chosen or selected because Nigeria is the region's largest economic and most populous country. The headquarters serves as the administrative heart of the organization, coordinating regional programs, implementing decisions, and supporting member states. ECOWAS has a well-developed institutional structure. The Authority of Affairs of State and Government. This is the organization's highest decision-making body. It consists of the president and prime ministers of all member states. The authority sets the policy, the overall policy, approves major initiatives, admits new members, provides strategic direction. The chairmanship rotates among member states, generally for 1-year term. The chairman is selected by consensus during a summit of heads of state and government. The ECOWAS Commission. The ECOWAS Commission functions as the executive arm of ECOWAS. It implements policies adopted by the authority and oversees the organization's daily operations. The president of the Commission is appointed by the authority of heads of state and government for a fixed term under the Commission's rules and works alongside the Vice President and commissioners responsible for specific portfolios. Then we have the Council of Ministers. Each member state appoints a minister typically responsible for foreign affairs or regional integration to prepare policy recommendations and supervise implementation. Then you get a community parliament. The parliament provides a forum for debate on regional issues and helps strengthen democratic participation within ECOWAS. Then you get community court of justice. The court interprets community laws and resolve disputes involving ECOWAS legal instruments. ECOWAS has established specialized institutions, including ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, West Africa Health Organization, Intergovernmental Group, Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa. These organizations extend ECOWAS work into finance, public health, and financial crime prevention. The leadership of ECOWAS consists of two distinct positions. The chair of the Authority of Heads of State and Government is the serving head of state elected by fellow leaders on a rotating basis to preside over the authority. The president of ECOWAS Commission serves as the chief executive responsible for implementing the decisions adopted by the member states and managing the Commission's day-to-day work. Together, these positions ensure that ECOWAS combines political leadership with professional administration. When the African Union formally recognized its regional economic community as the building blocks of continental integration, ECOWAS became one of the most important pillars that strategy of that strategy. Today, ECOWAS contributes directly to Agenda 2063, the African Intercontinental Free Trade Area, regional peace and security, infrastructure development, free movement across West Africa. In many ways, ECOWAS serves as the laboratory for broader Africa integration. Nearly 50 years after the Treaty of Lagos, ECOWAS remains one of Africa's most influential regional organizations. Its journey has not been without challenges: political instability, military coups, economic inequality, security threats, and organizational reforms have all shaped its evolution. Yet the central idea that inspired its founders in 1975 remains just as relevant today. That idea is simple. West African countries are stronger when they cooperate than when they stand alone. The story of ECOWAS is ultimately the story of a region striving to transform geography into opportunity and share challenges into shared solutions. Folks, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to When the Dust Settles. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Has ECOWAS fulfilled the vision of its founders, or is there still a long road ahead before West Africa achieve the true regional integration? I am Karyokie Peeco Conway. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, when the dust settles, the truth remains. For episode 2, we are going even deeper in examining ECOWAS's achievements, including ECOWAS peacekeeping operations, the ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme, the ECOWAS passport, the free movement protocol, the Court of Justice, WAFU, and a regional major infrastructure project. All of this, we will explain all of this in the next episode, episode 2. So watch this episode and come back for episode 2. Folks, on this channel we discuss the African Union and all of the 8 regional economic communities. So if you want to learn about the African Union, if you want to know what they are doing, come to this channel. Subscribe so that you understand how the African Union works and how those regional communities work. All the regional community works contribute to African Union accomplishing or getting to achieving Agenda 2063. Folks, once again, my name is Peeco Conway. Stay safe. I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye for now.